Don't forget to subscribe!
Nina is officially starting high school, and for some reason, something bad is out of place. Zero and Ichi are not in Nina's class. Instead, Nanase and Yakumo. And for some reason, San, Forte, and Go, and Roka are actually just confused because Ichi and Zero were separated from Nina, and for some reason, in the next classroom, Ichi and Zero were getting flattered by several girls. And this is also bad news for Nina because this causes Nanase, Yamoto, Forte, and Sun just to chase Nina because they wanted more crystal drops than ever. And this causes a large amount of cockroaches to appear from Sun's magic, causing Nina to scream in pain. And this causes Zero and Ichi to save the day, protecting Nina from the cockroaches by using the defense magic charm capsule and the destructive magic fireball. And for some reason, Nina is feeling more at ease because Zero and Ichi will protect Nina once more. Unfortunately, this causes the whole high school to become very excited because Zero and Ichi used magic, and the next day, the whole class was just surrounding Zero and Ichi. And for some reason, Nina was still upset because she was getting yelled at by two of her friends because they were actually just hating her because Zero and Nina actually just broke up. And for some reason, several girls are planning on making a Zero and Ichi fan club, and this caused Nina to become very devastated. And the first law is for fans who love those two, and stealing a pass at them is forbidden. And Nina actually discovers that it's turning disastrous. On one hand, she's under surveillance by girls from the club, and on the other hand, she's being targeted by the examinees. And she was looking forward to high school life, but it actually just went downhill. Nina decided to head home on the train by herself, but Zero caught up to her, and for some reason, Ichi wanted to observe the club activities, so he told Zero to go home ahead of him, and Nina actually was just so upset because Zero and Ichi were surrounded by so many girls, and it's because that Zero won't be interested in any other girl, but it was not the problem. He looks a little bit taller because of the uniform eventually, and he looks so mature, and she can feel the distance between them, and she knows that they both forbid all the relationships with him, but for some reason, Nina asked Zero if she could hold his hand for a little bit. And for some reason, Nina was happy because she decided that she was going to hug her arm. So they decided to walk to the front of the train station. So they decided to go on a date, and little by little, they are getting much closer. And tomorrow, they are going to be separated, and the feeling changed between them. So for some reason, Nina asked Zero to kiss her just one time. And for some reason, Nina couldn't even take the patience. And she just really had the urge to kiss him. But unfortunately, the traffic light went green and Zero crossed the light. And for some reason, Nina could not stop grinning because she loved him much more than yesterday and even more than today, and this caused the fan club to become very, very jealous. The next day, as Nina is preparing for class, she couldn't even find her cell phone in the key holder that she strapped. And she discovered that they were in the garbage can because of the mean girls just talking to each other about the items that they were thrown away. And for some reason, Nina actually just got mad, saying that they did this because she had a good relationship with Zero. And for some reason, Nina actually just let off on her temper, saying that they are the worst girls ever, and they should have been ashamed on doing something like this. And this caused the World Star fight around in the hallway, and for some reason, Nina actually screamed that she is going to become Zero's girlfriend very soon because Zero and Nina actually loved each other. And this caused the whole class to become very, very shocked. Zero went up to the mean girl and said that if he had a girlfriend, Nina will be the only candidate and he doesn't have any interest in any other girl. And this caused the whole entire school to become very happy and feeling very more attracted. And for some reason, Nina and Zero run off and they meet up with Ichi and they eat lunch outside on the school roof talking about those girls because truth is they were actually kind of scary. Unfortunately, when Ichi asked Nina during the incident if any fragments of the crystal drop came out, but Nina pointed out that nothing came out, and Nina was actually kind of confused on what it truly meant. However, the examinees pointed out that Zero is no longer interested in her, must because it's not effective anymore. Zero is no good, things were still going well between them, and Nina intended to cheat on Zero, or because she was tired, and this causes Zero to flip out, saying, "Don't say such irresponsible things!" So they decide to test it out, whether the fragments of the drop really don't fall out when Nina is excited. And for some reason, Nina screamed out, "Be prepared!" And Nina was actually just blushing out of control and her heart was pounding. And for some reason, Ichi pointed out maybe it's better to contact the magical exam headquarters after all. And they discovered that Rill was watching the whole time. And he explained that it's hard to get the crystal drops out of Nina's body because they said the fragments have almost run out. And they were confused on what they were going to do about the magical exam. And Rill explains that the exam will continue. And there's still pieces of the crystal drop left in Nina's body. And the magical exam headquarters expected there to be 3 fragments left. So Sun and Forte have 2 drop pieces left, and Zero and Ichi have 1 now, and they've got quite a lot from the bonus stage. And for some reason, Nina only had 3. So Rill noticed the truth of the magical exam headquarters is to have close surveillance on Nina and Zero's activities. And for some reason, 3 fragments were actually just confiscated because of the time when Nina and Zero just wrote violations. Because it absolutely says that no association between Nina and the examinees were allowed in the magical exam. And for some reason, Zero pointed out that they can't do anything but go along with it, so Zero plans on winning. Nanase plans a meeting, saying that it was a meeting to decide how they can get a hold of the 3 remaining fragments of the crystal drop. And for some reason, Sun and Forte were also there, and Zero and Ichi were the ones who have gotten the most fragments of the crystal drop so far. And in other words, they actually think in order to make Nina excited and get the fragments, Zero is indispensable. So Nanase decided to come up with something, everyone collaborating and make Zero and Nina even more lovey-dovey, and when the fragments fall out, they will jump in and snatch them, and they think it was a wonderful strategy. Nina, Zero, and Ichi were in the locker room, and they were interrupted by the fan club reformation, and for some reason, there was actually just a lot of them more, and Ichi pointed out that Zero was leaving Nina in his care, and for some reason, Nanase thinks it was actually just going well. And so, Sun, Forte, Nanase and Yakumo noticed what was going on, and for some reason Sun wanted to summon magic, and she just wanted to do the push hand magic, causing Nina to jump in the air, causing her to land in the garbage. Noticing that Zero asked Nina what she was doing, and Nina got upset because she thought she was getting pushed. But Sun actually noticed that there was actually the exact opposite. So Yakumo decided to go next. And for some reason, Yakumo was dressed as a businessman, and for some reason, he actually was disguised as a hoodlum, picking a fight with Nina, and then Zero will save her and Nina will go all excited. So, Zero decided to protect Nina, and for some reason, it just makes sure that Zero knows Yakumo's name, because for some reason, Zero actually thinks he has heard Yakumo's voice somewhere. Nanako then appears, taking Yakumo away, setting fire to the machine at their house, causing Nina and Zero to become confused. And Nanase was actually just upset at Yakumo while they were carrying out the plan. They were almost at Zero's house. If they get home just like this, their strategy will come to nothing. So Sun decided to try out something different. And for some reason, the others agreed that the hypnotism magic should do it. So, the hypnotism magic was used by Love Poison on a flute, and this caused Zero to become very happy, saying to come to his house for a little bit, and they just wanted to be alone together. And it started to become a lot romantic than ever. For what Forte, Sun, Nanase, and Yakumo didn't realize is that the hypnotism may lose its effect soon, and for some reason, the effect actually did go off. And the crystal drop inside the body was not coming up because her heart was beating faster for the fragments to fall out. And for some reason, Nina actually just wanted to do something for him as well. And for some reason, Zero responded that he loved her. And Nina actually said that she also loved him more than before, forevermore. And Zero responded that he didn't even want to let go of Nina. And this caused Nina to respond that she also really, really loves him. And they kiss in happiness. But for some reason, they lean back, apologizing. And this caused Zero to land on top of Nina, because Nina actually noticed that her heart was pounding out of control, because if it keeps going up, her heart would stop and she would die. Unfortunately, there was 2 fragments of the crystal drop coming out, and it caused Nanase, Yakumo, Forte, and Sun to come out, just wanting the pieces of it. And for some reason, Nanase and Yakumo got the pieces, and it was much to Nina and Zero's shock, and they discovered that it was actually just a scheme. They saw the whole thing, and it was too embarrassing. And Zero explained that he wanted to cherish Nina more, and they wanted to do it really someday, but one day she will definitely want to be more lovey-dovey with Zero forever. However, romantic relationship between Nina and the examinees is strictly forbidden, so they broke the rule, and 1 fragment was confiscated, and this caused Ichi to become upset, saying that Sun and Forte and Nanase and Yakumo also have 2 each. And for some reason, Ichi flips out into his own fit of rage. He doesn't even want to allow any more failure. He has to obtain the next crystal fragment at all costs, forevermore. And this caused Roka to be at an elementary school for an exploration party to look for the next fragment. And for some reason, Roka explained that she would help Nina and Ichi and Zero out. So they decided to work together to make it once and for all. And this caused Nanase and Yakumo to also look for the fragment, and they were actually just planning on making sure to get real serious this time. And this caused a massive line of fight to make sure that they get the crystal drop first, and it turned into a race eventually. Nina then noticed that there was a crystal fragment of the crystal drop, and this caused a massive fight. So Nina and Roka tried to reach it, but they banged their heads too hard, and they collapsed. And this caused a shining black shadow to appear in the darkness, and it was revealed to be a Godzilla-like creature that was two-headed, and inside, Nina and Roka were in the bodies, and for some reason, it was how humans transform when they're combined with the crystal drop. And for some reason, this causes a massive battle to appear, and Sun uses her magic to summon cute little kittens, but it just turns into a monster movie madness, Godzilla-esque manner. Roka regains consciousness, and for some reason, Nina also regains consciousness, both not liking the form, and they want to return to normal, and for some reason, in order to get out, they got no other choice but to attack Nina and Roka with magic, and for some reason, Ichi uses his defense magic, but for some reason, Go actually plans to stop him. And if Ichi actually plans on doing it, Go won't forgive that Nina hurt Roka, and this caused Go to become very devastated, and she actually just screams, "Let go of Ichi!" And she shouts, "Ichi, attack me, then take the drop. It's for your sake. I can put up with that." And so the charm capsule was used, and for some reason it was actually not enough to get them back to normal. So they had no other choice but to attack. But there was actually one more way and no other choice. So Zero and Ichi used the destructive magic crash. And this caused Nina and Roka to return to normal. And they regained consciousness. And for some reason, Zero and Nina have their own romantic friendship. And if they hold each other, they would have one more fragment confiscated. So, for some reason, Zero patted Nina on the head just to make up for it. Roka breaks down into tears, and Ichi embraces her, saying that she was more important than the drop, and he was glad that Roka was alright. And for some reason, Roka got worn out after crying, and she just got exhausted. And Roka always tries hardest for his sake. And so Go asks Ichi what he thinks of Roka. And for some reason, it's a love that cannot come true. And Go would rather make her forget about it now before it comes to Teep when she is still small. And Go would not let Ichi bring her sorrow. As soon as the magical examination ends, they will return to the magical kingdom for sure at all costs. So Go was asking Ichi to carefully think about what he's going to do later from now on. So he better be careful. The next day, Nina discovered that the crystal fragment of the drop was broken, and this caused it to be impossible for Zero and Ichi to win, and as now it is decided that they would both lose, and at this rate, Zero and Ichi will... And this caused Nina to become very upset, and Nina responded that she is confused on what she should do, because she was very clueless. Because in other words, it's fine if Zero makes Nina excited without touching her, and for some reason, if she doesn't even find him soon, it would just be troublesome. And for some reason, Nina's luggage was pretty heavy because she wanted to go to Zero and Ichi's place. So, she found it, and they just had a conversation, and they introduced the one, the only, Sarasa. This is when I make my first appearance, saying that there will be a wedding for Nina and Zero, but grandmother's order was obsolete, so we're heading back to the magical kingdom, and it is the place where Zero, Ichi, and I were born and raised in. And for some reason, we went to see my grandmother, and she is the highest ranked person who owns everything in our family. And for some reason, grandmother actually does look like a witch. And she explains that Nina is a human, and she's in a relationship with Zero, and she'll be fast, and to get to the point, and she really wants Nina to marry Zero. And actually, I've also heard that Papa disappeared as well. And for some reason, John was also here, and he knew that Mama and the others were coming. So I was actually waiting, and for some reason, my son, his name is John. For some reason, my husband disappeared, and he didn't say anything and left home. And I didn't know anything either. He suddenly went away, leaving behind only a letter. However, my husband Jeff went missing, and if he doesn't come back, his brother Zero will become the heir, and for some reason, Zero was confused on having it to do with getting married, and for some reason, my grandmother said that in order to continue the family, an heir is indispensable, and for that sake, you have to get married first. Get married, give birth to an heir, and make your own family, and even more preposterous. But Nina was confused, saying that that means she has to get grandmother to like her, and getting married to Zero will be certain. And Nina suddenly agrees, and she introduces herself, and so witch training is now in session. Nina is dressed in a really cute outfit, which is witch's clothing, and Nina is just a human girl, and she had to do witch training, so she should be able to use magic, and she's allowed to call grandmother the master now. Nina was forced to ride a broom, and she's thinking about becoming a witch girl, but unfortunately Nina couldn't even fly because there needed to be special practice. The special practice was a high cliff, and Nina was very scared of that. And Zero actually appeared on a flying skateboard, saying that there's no way she can fly without any magical power. And Zero was the only one flying, saying that the future depends on it, and she really wanted help. And for some reason, Zero rejected it, and this caused Nina to try to follow him, but she discovers that the broom was actually trying to fly, but for some reason, Zero was the one who ended up getting hurt instead. Next, Nina was given a magical staff to try reciting a spell, so Nina then uses her own magic to try to create a spell, but it was all in her imagination, so nothing was actually happening. And for some reason, magic potions were the next thing on the list. So Nina decided to gather a lizard's tail, a bat's wing, and the sap of an insectivore plant. And for some reason, Nina was actually kind of disgusted because it was all gross things. And for some reason, Nina couldn't even do this all alone because she needed Zero's help. And for some reason, Nina actually decided that if she has to marry someone, she cannot think of anyone else but Zero, because for some reason, Nina ran off, and Zero was devastated. She ran away without thinking, and it seems that she got lost, and she was in a situation. Nina stumbles into Jan's treehouse, and it was originally Zero's treehouse, and there was a lot of old toys that were from when Zero started his magic training. And for some reason, Jan actually was trying to use his own magic to dent the box, because he's pointed out that when he can do stronger magic, he'll be able to open the box. And he'll just have to train a little bit more. And someday, he'll be a cool wizard. And his father also won in this exam. And he will also he will see that Zero was the same. And Nina realizes that John looks up to his brother, and ever since he was small, he trained a lot. And then he met Ichi, and they aimed to win the magical exam. And Nina always thought that they were heading straight for their exam, and she really loved that part of Zero. When Zero arrives, Nina explains that it was kind of wrong to decide to have Zero's grandmother, his future for Zero. And Zero actually just pointed out that a magical exam is the dream that he has decided. And when he wants to do something on his own someday, he will have the confidence to make other people happy. And for some reason, the proposal was accepted. And Zero decided that it was still a long time ahead, so he didn't even know. And Nina was actually extremely happy. No matter how long it takes, it would be okay just to believe in their own future. And because of it, the final piece of the crystal drop just appeared out of Nina. And it was actually just something miraculous, something wonderful. However, when Grandmother appeared, the crystal drop actually was not seen, but it was a rare chance. And for some reason, Zero actually noticed that they were going to be late to get back to the mansion. And it was a really big mansion because Jeff built one more building for my son. And for some reason, it was because that the family had a magic training school that operates in the whole world. And there's not a single person in the magic world who does not know a family. We've also got a lot of maids. And for some reason we got a chandelier for the lamp. And we got a flower vase. And we even have our own garden. And for some reason, there would be preparations for the wedding. And for some reason, Nina pointed out that she loves Zero and therefore she wants to support his dream. And the magical exam is more important than anything. And Grandmother actually was kind of upset, saying the family needs a successor right now. And if you cannot do that part, stop participating in the magical examination advanced class. And this caused Zero to break down, saying that the exam is important to him, saying it's also for him to catch up with his big brother. And he definitely does not even want to give up on anything. So Grandmother accepts, saying that she will negotiate with the headquarters of the magical exam right now and have them stop the magical exam immediately. And this caused Zero, Nina, and Ichi to become very shocked. So they decided to plan on stopping Grandmother from doing this. And they have made a mess. So, for some reason, Grandmother pointed out that no matter what, she will stop the magical exam. And she told one of the maids to keep an eye on Nina, Zero, and Ichi and don't let them out at all costs. So, for some reason, the doors and windows are shut. And for some reason, he asked Ichi if it was impossible to stop the magical exam with her priority. Perhaps. And he says that he doesn't even know if there was a way to stop her. But now that it has come to this, they got no other choice but directly go to the headquarters of the magical exam. And for some reason, they were interrupted by an argument. And for some reason, I was there. I came in with my son, and I decided to give them tickets for a ship. So it's so sudden that I can only prepare these that they were all going to the headquarters of the magical exam. And I will somehow deal with things here. And for some reason, it was a miraculous ship, which looks like the one from Peter Pan. It was kind of like Captain Hook's. It was truly a long journey, but they managed to get to the headquarters. They found Rill, and he explained that he can lead them to see the chairman. So, as they went, it was like a sorcerer. The chairman kind of looked a lot like Yen Sid, and for some reason, he actually pointed out that Rill was his favorite pupil, and he was just going off topic, and he'd said that it has already been decided that the magical examination advanced class will be stopped, and he had signed the magical contract, and they decided that they were late. And for some reason, all hell starts to break loose into an argument. But the contract was made with special magical paper, and in order to render it invalid, they will need a special potion. If they have the Stardust Stone taken from the Starlight Mine in the Northern Country, they should be able to make the potion to render this contract invalid. So, they decided to look for the Stardust Stone just to make sure that the contract will be invalid. But the place is dangerous, so Nina, Zero, and Ichi decided to work it out together because they decided not to give up until the very end. 3 days later, as they were heading off to the mines, my grandmother actually appeared, and she decided to use the magic of her other selves, which are clone copies, trying to take us away. And for some reason, Nina was captured, and I was so devastated. And back at the mansion, they wouldn't even let me get away for a second time. So, for some reason, Nina was taken a wonderful bath and given beautiful clothes, and there wasn't anything to complain now. And my grandmother actually just pointed out that our family needed a successor. When Jeff comes back, the problem will be solved. And she actually just did not even understand. So she said, Jeff will not come back because he betrayed my grandmother. It has been 3 days, but since then, she still hasn't found Zero and Ichi. And she was glad that she still hasn't caught up to him yet. But Nina was thinking about him if she was really alright, because Nina actually felt uneasy because there was no news from Zero, eventually. However, a mysterious man came by and told grandmother that there was something wrong. And for some reason, grandmother told Nina that she knew a way to find them. So, if she could not find them, she'll search for them. She'll just have to make them come to her on their own will. So she decided to need bait. So she chose Nina as bait, planning on making sure that Nina will be married. So, the grandmother explained that she will be in Zero's place to help him lure him out. And for some reason, there was another person, and his name was Al. And Nina was actually kind of upset, saying if the son in the magical school, training school is a professional wizard himself and gets married, it will become big news in the magical world. And those two will also hear of it, and for some reason, if the real Zero doesn't marry and want Nina to be taken like this, then return at the moment. And it was a perfect plan. And it was called the Camouflage Wedding Big Plan. Kidnap her at the church. And for some reason, Nina actually didn't even feel like that she doesn't even want to marry Al. Unfortunately, Nina decides that she wants to marry Zero. So she is dressed in beautiful bridal clothes. And for some reason, tonight, a press conference on TV will be held, and the preparations are heavily going well. And everything will be in care from Al, and for some reason, more magical examinees just appeared out of nowhere at the front door. And for some reason, the examiner of the headquarters of the magical exam, Al, pointed out that the magical exam has been stopped because of Zero's family circumstances. It had been turned out. And the headquarters of the magical exam is also troubled that the exam must be stopped. And the reason why they came is that they want to cooperate. In order to cancel the exam, in order to cancel the order to stop the exam, they needed the Stardust Stone in the Northern Country. And right now, Zero and Ichi were planning to get it. And he wanted the others to do it as well. And this is for the future, the magical exam. And it's for everybody's future as well. And everyone was planning on doing it. There was a plane that will actually help them get to the northern country faster. And Will gives Nina a small potion bottle. If she puts her wish in this bottle, the wish will be able to help everyone. And it's a special magical item from the headquarters. So Nina plans to try to wish for Zero, so she'll sure that it will become power for him. And for some reason, Nina decides that she really wants to believe in Zero. And right now, she could not be by his side, but instead, she wanted her feelings to reach him just for a little bit. And it was all clear for takeoff. And the plane actually just went off. And for some reason, Nina was concerned because she doesn't even know if they were actually going to be all right. As soon as everyone met up with Zero and Ichi, they made it to the summit of the Starlight Mine, watching the beautiful shooting stars. And it was actually a meteor shower, and they noticed that there was something coming straight into the direction. And it was huge. And for some reason, they are actually just in awe. And everybody was actually going to use the powerful throttle to protect themselves. And for some reason, everyone's power was at her limit. And for some reason, Nina actually just wanted support from Zero. And it was tremendous power, and it was her feelings for the important mission. And the power actually just made sure that Nina wanted Zero not to lose. And everyone was actually using their strength to make sure that the meteor is destroyed. And once it was destroyed, the Stardust Stone appears. And they all decided to hurry up and hold it over the contract. And everybody was actually just prepared. And for some reason, the Mel contracted, and she said that the order for the exam to stop has been canceled. And it was almost time for the press conference. And Grandmother pointed out that something was wrong. The contract of the cancellation of the magical exam disappeared. And for some reason, there was a thief that had entered. And it was Al, because it wasn't even like that. He said it bluntly. Al was behind all of this. And for some reason, the news reporters actually just appeared for announcing for the wedding. And for some reason, Grandmother was very, very pissed. And she really wanted to cause a massive brawl. And for some reason, Grandmother was actually just upset, just yelling at the whole world, saying, "You all thwarted my plan to stop the magical exam. I will never forgive you. Zero, you have to drop out of the exam and continue our family line. If you oppose me any more than this, I will not let you meet Nina. Instead, these two's wedding will take place. Come back here before 12 o'clock tomorrow. If you really do care about Nina, then you should be able to do that, right?" And for some reason, it was actually just making Zero very nervous. And for some reason, it was actually just very sad. Because Al pointed out that he really wanted to say that he loves Nina, but Nina responded that she doesn't even believe in something like that, and she wanted Zero to come back home early. It was just upsetting. When the wedding has arrived the next day, Zero and Ichi could not even return with the broken jet. And for some reason, Zero wanted to stop the wedding with all of his might. And at the church, Nina and Al noticed that the wedding guests have come. Thanks to the TV broadcast, a lot of people will be gathering today. And for some reason, Nina actually was just very upset because Al was planning on marrying Nina. Well, meanwhile, Zero and Ichi decided to run to the wedding, and even though everybody was just not making sure that they wouldn't even make it in time. So, Mel decides to use floating magic to transport everyone there. I tried to stand up to myself, to my grandmother, but for some reason, she used her own magic, which is a happy wedding. And meanwhile, Zero, Ichi, and the others have made it to the city, and for some reason the plane went out of control and landed in the water. And so the wedding was finally started, but Zero didn't even come back. And the cameraman and reporter noticed that they were both strange. And as Zero and the others got out of the water, they noticed it was 11:55, and they asked someone to lend someone's car, and they decided to go full speed ahead. It's like a Grand Theft Auto like type of thing. Yeah, it's like Grand Theft Auto. During the wedding vows, Nina's voice didn't even come out because she wants to be with the person she loves forever. And no matter what happens, she wants to support him. And the person that she wants to do that with is Zero. Then Zero arrives and notices that Nina actually just collapsed unconsciousness because Nina actually undid the magic, and it was too late now. And Nina and the grandmother reported that according to her clock, it was only seconds until 12. And Nina explained that she cannot be changed. Definitely, she will not vow because the one she loves is Zero, and it is only Zero because of it. And Ichi and Zero make their grand entrance, Grand Theft Auto style, and they park their car in the hall. After the dramatic entrance, Nina noticed that Zero and Ichi made it in time, and they noticed that they were being asked because they were the real successors. So Zero and Ichi nodded their heads, saying that they were gonna wreck the wedding, and they decided to use their own summoning magic Lollipop party, and it caused a lot of chaos, but it was a rebellion. The ceremony hall was in a huge panic, and because it was actually kind of fun, and everyone was actually the best, and for some reason, the grandmother had to stop saying just how much do you have to make fun of me, and for some reason, the Zero's grandmother actually was like, I just really want to make sure that even more air is gone. I really hate the magical exam. So, as she was about to use her magic, Jeff made his appearance. He had heard everything from the maid staying behind the mansion, and he was surprised, and he apologized to his grandmother because he didn't even leave home. Because the chairman of the headquarters of the magical exam asked Jeff for a favor. He was asked to prepare for a brand new exam. Because of it, the grandmother had to become the successor of the family once more, and for some reason, she just wanted to cancel the wedding and have a celebratory party, and Zero and Nina were participated, and it was case closed. But there was still one more thing. The magical exam advanced class was not over yet. The last fragment of the crystal drop of Nina's body is still remaining. The wedding was now taking place in the mansion, and it was actually even so more enough. And no matter what happens from now on, they plan on continuing to vow each other, and the kiss of the vow. And it was revealed that they were both not allowed to have a romantic relationship, but they decided to pretend it. And for some reason, the sorcerer appears, saying that the magical exam is about to end, and everybody has been through a lot, and the troubles are over, and about the order of prohibits the romantic relationship. What happened this time was their fault, and it was all okay, and that order was canceled. And he wanted to let the fragment of the crystal drop come out. And for some reason, Nina was overjoyed, and she embraced Zero, saying that she loves him. And it was all because of happiness, planning on being together forever, having their romantic kiss, causing the last piece of the crystal drop to appear. And Zero appeared, very happy, and he received it. And the champions of the second advanced magical examination were Zero and Ichi. And they were very happy that they finally passed. They all did their best, and it was all thanks to Nina. The only one who wasn't even happy was Al. He hated everyone in the headquarters of the magical exam. And for some reason, the magical exam ended without problems. Nina came back to the human world, and Zero and the others remained in the magical world. And the seasons passed, and it was 1 year since then. And then Nina was losing her temper because Zero and the others went far away, and she was still keeping in touch with them. And for some reason, if Nina realizes that if Zero doesn't even come back during summer vacation, then he might be cheating. So Nina does not even want that to happen. So she reads the letter, and for some reason, it was actually kind of really nice enough because it was full of memories and nostalgia. And for some reason, things were going well. And she was jealous. She also wants to be by the person she loves. And Nina realizes if Zero's around, she wants to see her once in a while, because there's no way she was totally fine with this. Just to make sure that things were just going the way it is. As Zero and Ichi were having their conversation in the magical world, they'd noticed that it was decided then. They just wanted to go visit the regular world because they wanted to stay by Nina's side forever, and it still continues. But Zero and Ichi are aiming to be magical police officers, so they're studying extremely hard right now, and they passed the written exam without getting a glitch a few days ago. And the practical exam will happen in the human world, and this year's magical exam will begin practice soon. Please take care, everyone. And that was from Sarasa. Just like it happened, Zero and Ichi and Pearl came in front of Nina's eyes alongside Ryu. And for some reason, Sun, Forte, Nanase, Yakumo, Froka, and Go were also there. And Nina was extremely overjoyed. And she loves everyone, and so, from now onwards, her troublesome days will still continue on forevermore.